Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rucha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Bozrah and Prophecy, Interesting Facts. And pretty much this is some information I kind of ran across yesterday. I forgot to find the other info, so Lord's will, I'll try to mention it. If it comes to mind, I'll just try to mention it, and you could do your own research on it. But Bozrah, as you can see here, that was the capital of Esau. Now, when you research, Bozrah, and you research Petra, some sources put it roughly around in the same area, so which leads you to believe that they may be the same, one and the same. As you can see, this map here, that's Bozrah there, and this map here, you have Petra down here. So it's pretty much in like similar locations, but they won't really give you any super definitive answer as to if they are the same or not. So as you can see, the proximity of them. Now, some maps, they'll put Petra over here somewhere. So, when you look at these maps and stuff, you have to remember that this is just estimations of where these places are, because Esau doesn't have all of the answers. Even in archaeology, they're still digging stuff up that they haven't found yet. They still don't know where certain areas are. So for the most part, when you look at stuff like this is pretty much approximately where these places are, approximate areas. All right. So it could be that Bozrah and Petra are the same. They seem like they're in the same area. Bozrah is the capital of Esau, and they're saying that Petra is the capital of the Nabateans. Now, Esau built in this area. Let's see if we could find that real quick. He built in this area, so this is his area. The Nabateans, which are Ishmaelites, not Edomites. Now, the Edomites, Antipater, which was the father of Herod and some of the other some of them other Edomites, he married Cypros, which was a Nabatean princess. And this is why they try to say that the Nabateans are really the Edomites, but the Nabateans are Ishmaelites. All right, so he married into that family line. That's why. And then then eventually the Nabateans were the ones that conquered the land of Edom. They conquered Moab, they conquered Ammon, I believe it was also, and they conquered Esau. All right, that's why they're living in those lands now today. Just like when you go through the coast here of the land of Israel, and Syria and all this, these regions at one time were held by Ham. Tyre, Sidon, so on and so forth. But when you go through there now, you have Ishmael that's living in those areas, acting like as if they've always been there. Then you go down to Egypt, you have a lot of Ishmaelites in Egypt, because during the time of the Crusades, you had a lot of lands that were conquered by Ishmael. And that's why you have people that live in those lands speaking Arabic and all of that. But the original inhabitants of those lands ain't even there in most cases. All right. Just to give you a little brief, history on that. So Petra, Bozrah may be the same. And you've seen pictures of Petra, how they're carved. The mountainsides are carved into what looks like the Roman Empire. All right, why? Because the Edomites and the Romans and the Greeks and so on and so forth are all Edomites. That's what they are. Now, it says, did the Edomites build Petra? At the time of Obadiah's prophecy, the Edomites had built their settlements in the region of Petra. All right, creating for themselves an elevated dwelling that was naturally easy to defend. All right, so then it says, where is Bozrah in the Bible today? The area around Bozrah, a hilltop town in southern Jordan, is famous for apples and guava, not empire. That wasn't always the case. Biblical Bozrah was the capital of Edom, an empire from 3,000 years ago. All right, and there was another point. Trying to see if I can remember what the other point was. Just bear with me. All right, those are just some little factoids. All right, so what we want to do is deal with Bozrah itself. All right. We're going to read Isaiah 34 verses 5 and 6, and if the Spirit allows, we may go through the whole chapter. We'll see how, see what happens. Isaiah 34 and 5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Now, what this is speaking about is when Yahawashi comes back, he's going to be doing battle with Esau and the other nations up in the sky. Because today they have planes, helicopters, drones, jets and all of that fly up in the heavens. And this is where that final battle of Armageddon is going to begin, in the heavens. Because when Yahawashi comes back, he's coming back in the heavens. He's coming back with clouds. And he's going to tear Esau's ass up, the other nations' asses up. And then he's going to hone in on the earth and get the rest of them armies. Because the main controversy and the main beef that the Most High has is with the armies of these nations. All right. And Lord's will, like I said, if we read up above this, then we can hit those points. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Now, when you look at the word Idumea, right? Idumea is just the Greek way of saying Edom. They'll have here Edom, but it's really Adawam. Because let's see if they got it correct here. Let's click out of these vowel points. Middle of the chapter, right here. See how you have Adawam here? Adawama. This is a final land ma. Adawam. But then when you go to the breakdown of the word Idumea, they put Adam, trying to imply that that goes back to Adam, and it does not. And if you see here, they have the correct spelling, Adawam. Adawam and Adama are two different words. They look similar, they spell somewhat similar, but they are two different words. Adam means ground, and Adawam or Edom means red. All right, now when we go there, it'll let you know Edom, red. See, Edomite, Idumean, descendant of Esau. Land of Edom, Idumea, land south and southeast of Palestine. And you see the land down here. This map is a little bigger. You see this down here. Because you had Ammon up here, you had Moab, and then you had Esau down in this area. And this was called Elat, I believe it was. And this was a region where Judah and Esau fought for, a whole lot. Because this was a strategic region to be in because you had a lot of ships that would be able to enter in through the Gulf of Aqaba, going into the Red Sea. So this is a very strategic place. This is where also King Solomon had a navy also. His navy was in this area also. Ezion Geber, I believe it was called. All right, this is a little fun factoid. All right, so we got that. So let's go back here. So now you understand that Idumea, which this judgment is coming upon them because Esau is the head, or Edom is the head nation today ruling, because their empire, which is the last empire, is the one that's on top. So if you coming to conquer a nation, or you're coming to conquer anything, you're coming to conquer the top nation. And after that, all the other nations will fall under your rule. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now the word curse is twofold. Curse here is how Esau looks, which is a curse of leprosy. The Most High cursed them with leprosy. And also the curse meaning that they were set up aside for judgment. All right. In the book of Romans 9:22, it speaks about, what if the Most High, willing to show his power, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. So they were tailor-made for the destruction that's coming. And what is he gathering these people for? For judgment. Yahawashi's judgment. It says the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, right? Because it's going to be a lot of killing. Scriptures also say that the slain of the Lord shall be many. And with the blood of lambs and goats, this is a representation of their military men, and also the all of the beasts that are on the soils of America are going to be burnt up too, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Once again, the word Edom in Greek, Idumea. Now, when we go to this word Bozrah, what I found very interesting about this word, which when I went to the or the etymology or the root word of it, you'll see. Well, we'll get into it. The word Bozrah is Batazarah. Batazarah. It just means sheepfold, a fortress, a town in Edom, a town in Moab. You know, it don't really give you too much. All right, let's see. This starts to go into it, so-called from its keeping in, restraining. So keep that in mind. All right. So now when we go to the root word, this is one root word, Batazarah, which is the same. Enclosure, fold, sheepfold, closed in. All right. Now let's go to the next one. So, this one is Batazar. To gather, restrain, fence, fortify, make inaccessible. So it's twofold. The inaccessible part means that once America is totally destroyed, because this Bozrah here in the book of Isaiah 34 is speaking about America, the future land where Esau would have his future capital in. So eventually, once it's destroyed, it's going to be made inaccessible. Nothing is going to be here except for desert creatures. There will never be another people on the planet ever to colonize this place ever again. There will be no tent set up. There will be no city set up here. The only thing that will be here are desert creatures, or wild beasts, wild animals, wild birds, and so on and so forth. You know, reptiles and all of that. All right. Enclosed or cut off, fortified, cut off, made inaccessible, because that's what's going to happen. It's fitting that this is the name that the Lord chose for America in biblical prophecy in the end times. And you might say, well, that was talking about ancient Bozrah. Well, when did these things happen in ancient Bozrah? That's the motherfucking question. Now, before we read any more, these are Esau scholars. When you look up the word Edom in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, it says Edom figures prominently in what? In the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34 and 5 and 6 and Isaiah 63 and 1. Now we know that it's not talking about the land over there today known as, in this region over here, the land of Edom, because you don't have the Edomites there. You have the Ishmaelites there that conquered that land. So the Lord specifically mentioned Esau. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures because that's what their name was changed to, Edom. So anyone that came out of Esau would be known as the Edomites. Figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgment. See notably Isaiah 34, 5 and 6 and 63 and 1. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High, because Esau will be the only nation that will be totally annihilated after they serve their captivity. All right. So it's fitting that the name Bozrah, where is it? Bozrah, right, means to be cut off, inaccessible. Then also the other part of it that I found interesting also, it says here, secrets, mysteries, inaccessible things. So Esau, not only is their land, their capital, going to be inaccessible and never inhabited again, but Esau himself and the Edomites will not receive the secrets or the mystery. These things are inaccessible to them. It says here to be withheld. See, so they were not able to attain the mysteries of these scriptures because it wasn't given to them. Now I got a series of precepts here. Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. Why? Because they are blocked away from receiving that truth. You know, this truth that we speak, that we teach, they're blocked from receiving it. There was another. Okay, let me get this one real quick that just came to mind, so we could keep trudging along. All right. So going back, it says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. They will not get it. They will not access it. They will not be able to attain it, because these secrets and these mysteries are set up for the elect of the nation of Israel to receive salvation. So they're not going to get it. So in the name Bozrah itself, it's, you know, showing you that their land is going to be inaccessible after it's destroyed, and they cannot get to the mysteries and the secrets of Yahawashi. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. And that's why you see them over there in the land of Israel today, running amok, doing a lot of wicked shit, which if they were the people of the Most High, they would not be doing that. They would be establishing the world in righteousness and teaching the world the righteousness of the Most High, but it does not exist in them. It's not in them to do that. It says, and will not behold the majesty of Yahawashi, because they will be destroyed. And after their empire is destroyed, and they serve captivity, every last one of them, men, women, children, old, young, whatever, are going to be rounded up and burnt by the Israelites. All right? Lord, Yahawashi, when thy hand is lifted up, they will not see. Why? Because this truth, these mysteries are inaccessible to them. This is why they push him forward. This is why that devil Harari, Yuval Harari or whatever the hell his name is, he made a statement. We could piss the Most High off as much as we want because now we can, we don't need him anymore. I mean, would the people of the Most High make a statement like that? I mean, we know Jake is wicked, but goddamn, So on every aspect of when it comes to righteousness, these devils are showing you that they're not the people of the Most High. They're showing you that they're the wicked. But they shall see and be ashamed for their envy at the people, right? Because the Lord is going to destroy this place. He's going to get these devils. And when they see Jake being beamed up into them chariots and them left down here, which all their life and from their ancestors were taught that they were the Most High, Yahawashi, the angels, the Israelites, they're going to find out in that day that they're not. And they're going to be ashamed. Yea, the fire of thine enemies shall devour them, right? So the Lord is going to fuck Esau up. Lord, Yahawashi, thou will ordain peace for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us, right? Because at the end of the day, we're doing what the Lord wants us to do. Now, Jeremiah 13:23, can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may you also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So they are programmed to do the wicked shit. And even if they wanted to do righteousness, which is not in them, they can't do it because it's blocked out of them. It's inaccessible, as we just read for the name Bozrah. It's inaccessible to them. Now let's go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white. These are the Israelites, in particular in this time, the elect of the nation of Israel, and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, because that is what's programmed in their spirit. And none of the wicked shall understand. Why? Because it's blocked from them. But the wise shall understand. So when we go back to the primitive root of the word Bozrah, Batazar, it's also inaccessible, meaning the land will not be accessible, but also it means secrets, mysteries, inaccessible things. So they cannot get the mysteries of these scriptures. So that's heavy how just that one word encapsulates so much, you know, and it speaks volumes, because as we go back to the scripture, all right, let's go back. This whole chapter in Isaiah 34, which the scholars agree is a scene of great future judgment. So where is this place located? Here in America. This is the stronghold of Esau. You know, and Esau is also synonymous with Babylon the Great. Let's get real quick Psalms, the 137th chapter, to prove that for those that don't know. Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Yahawashi, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, because they helped the actual Babylonians take our people down. You can read the book of Obadiah, the ones of Jake that got away. They would grab them up and bring them back to the Babylonian, or should I say to the, because the Babylonian Empire ruled, even though it was the Assyrians, you know, because Nebuchadnezzar and them were Assyrian, but they were known as the Babylonian Empire. So they brought them to them. Then it calls Esau, what? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, because eventually you will be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Yeah, because you did evil. Going all the way back to when you were supplanted of your blessing, and before that your birthright. You know, you had it in your mind to kill Jacob, and and that demonic spirit that you have never changed. And this is why we say we believe that the Edomites or Esau was Cain in the reincarnation, because he had the same mindset. But the difference is that during the time when he was Cain, he actually murdered Abel. You know, when Esau was on the scene, he couldn't get to Jacob, because the Lord had promised Abraham that Jacob would be a great seed, you know, a great nation. So if he would have allowed Esau to kill Jacob, then, you know, I mean, he could have had children or whatever the case may be to bring out more. But back then they were young men, you know, and then the prophecy would have been broken, and the Lord is not a man that he should lie. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, and this is going to actually happen in the kingdom of heaven. You know, because you got to remember, when you see Esau today, I mean, of course you see in the devil, but you see in a mild version of what they used to be. You know, you don't know all of the demonic shit. I mean, we know about slavery and certain things of that nature, but you don't know every detail of everything that Esau has done. And what you see what you see or hear, as far as the slaves, as far as the deaths, as far as the amount of Israelites, you know, of the northern kingdom that were destroyed in Canada, North America, all the way down to South America, everything in between, these are just estimations. You know, there's no way of really telling how many Israelites these devils have really killed. Remember the prophecy prophecy in the book of Revelation 17 and 6. And I saw the woman, which represents America, drunken with the blood of the saints. See, because they slain and killed a lot of Israelites on this land. Prior to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi being brought over here, you had the northern kingdom that was being slaughtered. Then by the time Judah, Benjamin, and Levi got here, they were also slaughtered. So there's no way of estimating how much, you know, blood of the Israelites is shed in this land. You cannot get an exact number. So whatever you see on the books is just that. It's just an estimation. You got to remember the ones that were slain that we don't know about. But guess what? Their spirit goes up to the Father and cries to the Father. You know, and the Most High, Yahawashi, they know. They see, though. And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahawashi, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So I just wanted to hit that point. So, going back to Isaiah 34 and 6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So this place is going to be totally annihilated. and it's going to be annihilated to pacify the Most High's anger. Just like when when any Jake would break the law, statutes, and commandments, and they would offer a sacrifice of whatever was a bullock or sheep or goat or whatever the case may be, turtle, dove. Whenever those sacrifices were being burnt, the Lord would smell that sweet savor and would forgive Jake. And that's why Aaron and all of the high priests after him would once a year go into the Holy of Holies and sacrifice for the Day of Atonement, for the sins of Israel for that year, because that would appease the anger of the Lord. So when America is up in smoke, that big lake of fire, the Most High is going to be up there, smelling that the sacrifice, and that's when he's going to be, appeased, so to speak. But then you got the second part of that is when, Esau goes into captivity. And then the third part of that is after their captivity time, they're going to be rounded up and burnt up. And that's going to be another savory smell. And after that, there will never be an Edomite called Edomite or Esau or none of that ever on the planet Earth. The only place that Esau and Edom is going to exist is in the books. The stuff that's written about them, that's going to always be written forever and ever and ever. All right. So let's see what else we got. Now, when you go to when you search the Bible, right, the name Bozrah comes up 9 times. From Genesis all the way to Micah. And I believe it's about 4, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4, maybe 5 times that it's pretty much mentioned prophecy-wise, especially Isaiah 34 and Isaiah 63 and Jeremiah 49. All right? So these are mainly prophetic scripture. Isaiah 34, Isaiah 63, and Jeremiah 49. These are some of the main prophecies, or Bozrah being mentioned in prophecy for the end times. And I'm surprised that these so-called scholars, or these scholars, didn't put Jeremiah 49 in here, because that would have fit perfect. And we're witnessing part of that happening right now with the least of the flock drawing out America into this final world war, with picking a fight with Iran. And as soon as Iran's either as soon or prior to Iran retaliating, according to what we're hearing about, different news is coming out on it, but there's no way of knowing unless you're actually there. As soon as they retaliated or prior to them retaliating, this guy that started the whole shit, he gonna run to a goddamn bunker. Here it is, you just set the world on fire and then you're gonna go hide somewhere. Just shows you how these individuals are nothing but rats. That's why they found them in the tunnels in New York. Anyways, moving on. I'm going to show you a couple more things here pertaining to Esau, because they're still around. Jeremiah 49 and 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." And that's dealing with the Israelites. Remember, when you go back to the beginning, we were set up as royalty. We weren't supposed to go into captivity. We weren't supposed to, be brought down from that kingly, princely state. But really, if you dig deep enough, we were supposed to go through it. But then the Lord is asking a question. It says, "And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?" So here it is, my people, the royals, they went into captivity. They were punished. Do you think you're going to go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Because Esau doesn't want to drink, but he's going to be made to gulp it down, and that goes hand in hand with Obadiah, where the Lord said that they would have to drink of this cup that the Lord is going to pour out to them. They're going to be forced to drink it. You know, they don't want to drink it, but it don't matter if they want to drink it or not, whether you choose or whether you refuse. For I have sworn by myself, save Yahweh Bashem El Shai, that Bozrah shall become what? A desolation and a reproach, a waste and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. And this goes hand in hand with the scripture we're reading in Isaiah 34. Because this is the major scene of future judgment, which is, you know, America, which is also the capital of Esau. You could call it Bozrah, you could call it Petra, you could call it Rome. It is also known as Babylon the Great, Nineveh, so on and so forth. It's going to be a perpetual waste. It's not going to be inaccessible. And these devils cannot get the mysteries and the secrets of the scriptures so that they can be delivered, because they are not the Israelites. And this is blocked from them and from the other nations, and even from the majority of Israelites in America and worldwide, because only the elect are going to be delivered. Only the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be able to receive the message, these mysteries that are blocked to the world. Jeremiah 49:22. Remember what Yahawashi said, even the spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not. Jeremiah 49:22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle. This is dealing with Yahawashi when he comes back to kick Esau's ass, and spread his wings over what? Bozrah, just like he did in the ancient world. You know, Yahawashi and the chariot were passing through all of those regions. You know, Mount Paran, Mount Seir, all those areas and all those regions. You know, Sinai in that area. Well, that's how Yahawashi is coming back with great glory, and it's going to be far greater than it was then. You know, it says it's going to be so great that it's going to make that the deliverance in Egypt take a back seat, so to speak. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as a heart of a woman in her pangs. Yep, they're going to be afraid. They're going to be scared. You know, the mighty man, which represents your military, they're going to be scared. You know, we saw the movie Civil War yesterday. Pretty good flick. You know, they give you a lot of good possible scenarios as to what's going to go on. But there's one scene, right? I just want to just mention this, and that's all I'm going to say on it. It was one scene where you had this sniper shooting at the press, and then you had dead soldiers on the ground, and the two soldiers were left, and they were trying to take out the sniper, and they were like hidden. And when I looked at them, so the motherfuckers had like different colored hair, you know, like they had like a whole bunch of different colors in their hair. So these motherfuckers look like straight up clowns. And then when they showed the sniper, they showed him with his hand on the rifle, and this motherfucker had his nails painted, different colors. And I thought about that scripture that mighty men shall become as women or something like that, because these devils, man, they're just degenerate on all levels. But that's all I'm gonna say on it. It's a good watch. If you want to go see it. It gives you a lot of different possible scenarios as to what's going to take place when society collapses, and they're going to show you that Esau, when that time comes, he ain't about, you're an American based off, if you were born in this country. Nah, if you ain't from certain areas or certain regions, they're going to take you out. And that's how it was in the Civil War. But that's all I'm going to say on it. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Because there's going to be a great slaughter, a great sacrifice in the land of Bozrah. And once again, the word Bozrah means inaccessible, because America will be desolate. No people will ever inhabit this place again. And also, these secrets and this mystery and these mysteries are inaccessible to Esau. I thought that was pretty heavy. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Right, because when Yahawashi comes back, he also said he will not meet thee as a man. When he comes back, he's coming back to do battle. All right, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, which is speaking about Yahawashi himself, who the Most High is sending. And that's what the name Yahawashi means. Yah is he. Yahawashi means deliverer or savior. All right. Different from the Most High's name, and they're not spelled the same. Yahawashi's name and Yahweh's name are not spelled the same. You know, Yahweh is Yah, which is he. Hawa is to be or he exists. Yahawashi is he, and then the Yah is he, and Yahawashi means to deliver or to save. All right, two different names, but very powerful names that we ought to call upon, because that's the stronghold in this truth. It says, "Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel?" Right, because another scripture says that Esau did not hate blood, and since you didn't hate blood, guess what? Blood is going to pursue you. So much so that the Lord is going to stack you to the sky here in America and burn you up. You know? Pile them to the sky. And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Right, because just like you get your grapes, and Esau is also known as grapes, the ones that are going to be destroyed here in America, they're like those grapes that are being put into the threshing floor and about to be threshed or trashed or thrashed. You know, and that's what the Lord is doing. That's why you have a lot of nations coming here to America, because you're going to have a big judgment here on the soils of America, Babylon the Great. And those nations are going to be a part of it. A lot of Israelites are going to be a part of it. Esau that's here in America is going to be a part of it. Any of their so-called nobles that are still here are going to be a part of it. If you have any, international banking families here, which I doubt that, because they're the ones setting up all the stuff behind the scenes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. But anyone that's on the soils of America, rich or poor, whatever the case may be, will be burnt up. There will be a great conflagration, which is just a fancy way of saying a big fire. All right. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiments. And this is not meaning literally that the Yahushua's garment is going to have blood all over it. It means that he's going to be given the credit for taking Esau down. For the day of vengeance is in my heart. So you have to remember that all this time that Yahawashi has been sitting on the right hand of the Most High, he's been waiting for this moment to come down here. And he sees it approaching, every day. And the year of my redeemed is come, right? Because he's coming to bring judgment upon Esau and the nations and the rebellious of Israel. And he's coming to bring salvation to his elect and the year of my redeemed. So he has a twofold judgment that he's bringing. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold, right? Because no one can help us here. That's why the scriptures say that when these devils do what they do, the righteous can't resist them, because they have the power. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me, and I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Because these devils are powerful, who can make war with the beast. So the Lord has to bring them down, and he will bring them down. And that's why it's set up in prophecy that Yahawashi is coming with Michael the archangel and the other angels to take these devils down, because no other nation can take them down. Because the weaponry that the Most High gave them is, for them to stay on top, because they would be on top when Yahawashi comes back to knock them down. All right. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom.